And how is someone doing?
Okay.
Yeah, someone's fine. Someone is doing well. She's well, all normal. Uterus is back in place. Lokia is very normal. Breastfeeding is gonna include. That woman's got it somehow, The whole pregnancy, I was literally pestering her for like, someone, you're feeding 3 babies. Someone, you're pregnant just after 9 months giving birth. Take some supplements. Do this, please. She did nothing, and this is the heaviest baby she has produced. So human bodies are amazing.
Yes, it does. It just happens to balance itself, you know?
I'm so amazed. I mean, living in that old Delhi house where you don't get much fresh air and light and almost no physical exercise and being stressed all the time. Still.
It's so funny when you talk to these people or interview people with kids, right? And even last night I did an interview with somebody. The people from Dubai, right? So they've got a kid already, and then I think she's like 5, and then her cousin was there. So the two of them are bouncing off the furniture and knocking over the camera and all kind of things. And it's like, man, what inspires us to get pregnant again? I don't know. But they, life
Oh
is
yeah, and
fun.
she wants a 5th girl, by the way.
Oh, it's a boy. I
Yeah,
did.
it's a boy. And she
Oh.
was like, I'm still high on pregnancy hormone, but do you mind saying me I want a girl? And I was just looking at her. Seriously? Whew.
Do you know how much trouble those things are? Those guys get pregnant. It's dangerous. It's all great till a guy comes knocking at the door.
Well, come on, you have a daughter. You have 3 boys.
Yeah, I
Like,
know, and the
what
guys did,
else could you want?
and they did not knock on the door.
But yay! No
Yeah,
issues.
like,
Like,
grandmother,
she
yeah.
likes to make babies and she makes it really beautiful babies. So 10 babies, I'm happy.
Yeah,
The picture
exactly
that you
right.
sent was so beautiful. I mean, such a serene picture. That's good.
That's great. So, I mean, if I could, I'll ask her to see if they want to come and even tell a story. I'm sure they will tell a story. And I'd like to share it at the conference. Of course, I'm trying to promote more awareness of natural birth and home birth.
Someone would be a great candidate to talk about breastfeeding and multiple home births and being a grand multipara and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Nowadays, we don't see those. We don't see those multiparas.
Wonder why? Because they were always there before. Anyway,
Traumatized.
yeah, it used to be normal, but now it isn't. But so I was talking with Divya, and so Tapasya, are you saying you think you cannot come to the conference in October? Is that what you said, or is that what Divya said?
No, I haven't said anything because I don't know where I will be, but I'm going to put in a lot of effort to try and make it work. Maybe I'll get
Right.
my in-laws there, although I don't
Great.
really enjoy their companies, but wherever
Put them on
I
a
just
lot
want to
of
keep my
tours with the
kids.
kids.
Yeah.
I can
So
put them
let's
in
see.
all separate building.
No, I'll just either I will fly in with my kids or, call my in-laws and keep them with kids at home and I will fly alone. Let's see.
So I'm okay. A couple of things that I'm aiming at now is the satellite. I want to call them satellite Mayapur midwife clinics, let's say, or centers. So you're going to Sri Lanka, Divya's in Delhi. I'm here, and and even if I could inspire Kavita to open her own center in Chennai, that'd be fantastic. But the deal being is that I'm trying to, so for you and for Divya, I'm interested in kind of taking you in with me, even though you're both doing your own kind of thing, especially you, Tapasya. But I'd like to co-sponsor you and promote you, co-promote each other. And part of what I want to do, so of course, as you know, I'm trying to train midwives. I'm trying to get there to be an understanding and a standard of traditional care. I would like to see that, like for you and Divya, you especially Tapasya, you've been with me for years, and you've grown, you've become a midwife of your own standards, of your own, in your own right. But still, I'd like to endorse you, and I'd like to continue to train you. No, it's
Yeah.
all enough. So, and so you get attention on your own, and I'm starting to get more attention now. I've got a whole media team going on me now. So they're
And
trying
I've been
to,
sending people Mayapur way like a lot.
exactly right. So this is doing me good. If people are coming to me, I want to be able to refer them to the likes of you. I want to identify you as one of my midwives.
I am for sure.
Okay. And that, yep, we have somebody covering this area. So I'm going to put you in touch with her. That we end up in my aim, part of my goal in all of this is to make all of you self-sufficient. That you make a worthy income of yourself, and that these clinics are yours, in your own right. And we all will evolve our own way. But from me, I would like to be feeling reassured that anybody that I'm using or putting a stamp on, they know natural birth. They have certain standards and qualities that I approve of, and they also have certain skills, like they can spot respiratory distress. They know how to research, diagnose anemia, and they know how to treat it naturally before we start sticking needles and, bloody, blah. So that you guys continue to learn from me. I continue to teach. I continue to send people your way. And we continue to grow in this way. So this is very, very much my push and one of the jobs I'm working on in the next few months. And then once we have this up and running and this type of picture working between us, we can use the photos. Is it clear? Where did it come from? Saying then it should be shepherd's purse. If they're all dark, yep, they're all shepherd's purse. So see some of the things I'm doing. So as you know, I've been making the shepherd's purse and all these different things. So I finally got my labels going. So I've got a bunch of shepherd's purse tinctures that can be sent out. So I'm trying to continue to train midwives to a certain standard that they're capable of dealing with. It's your personal choice as independent practicing midwives, what your personal style of practicing is. Just like a mother. I'm just going to show you a few things, and then when you step out on your own, you're on your own, but you came from my nest. I'm giving you all wings. You get oh no, we won't say it like that. Never mind, moving on. What do you think, Tapasya, Divya, and Krista? And I know Denise just hiding, so I'll leave her hiding.
I'm in. completely in.
Yeah, I'm in.
Exactly. Yes, we're all in. So another fun thing to explore in our newfound strength in numbers. So a topic that comes up, and especially we've had these new people coming to us from Gujarat, from Dubai, from different places. And one question that comes up, birth certificates. So for the foreigners, for the Russians and the Ukrainians, it's a little easier because what happens for them is they just go to their embassies who are happy to accept. Well, actually, let's follow through. Let's see. But I have sent out a couple of letters on my letterhead, Mayapur Midwives letterhead. They ask for certain information, so such as they have to have a registration number, the parents, so I make up a registration number. Okay. Chris is saying Netherlands don't do directly in the embassy. Americans will and Australians will. But they do want some, But funny, because a French couple just came to me, or a French woman, the husband's Indian, but she's French. And again, this question comes up. So one thing is I created a letterhead and all the stuff. It looks pretty official. I've registered my trademark. And so on this premise, I've given letters out. And so far, I haven't had a problem as long as I have all the right information, which includes passports, phone numbers. Exactly right. And they all ask for it. And not just foreigners, Indian locals too, nationals as well. As an example, well, in fact, it is legal to have a home birth. And every child born in India, regardless of where they are born and their economic status and so on and so forth, they have a legal right to a birth certificate. But of course, we know certain local organizations or establishments that will try to deny the parents their legal rights. This is where a lot of lying comes in, where people tell you, where parents can be lied to and misinformed that home births is illegal. It is not. Midwives are illegal. They are not. Vaccinations are mandatory. They are not. So we do right now have a family. Well, I've got, more than one, but I've certainly got this one family that's being targeted at the moment. Because number one, they have their baby at home. The father is local Bengali, born in the same house. The mother is Bangladeshi, but I think she has her visa papers in order, but she's Bangladeshi. She did birth at home. The community, not nurses, but their community, something like nurses, had visited them a few times during their pregnancy and kind of intimidated when they found out their intentions to have their baby at home, and that the mother continually knocked back vaccinations for herself and so on. So when it came time to register the baby's birth with Panchayat, they refused. And so I just happened to speak to this father this morning, and the Panchayat continues to refuse to give the birth certificate. So this is my next step. He's going to go back. I'm going to get Danishta, Radhakund, and Kalindi, and Mayvan, and a few others to go with this father to the Panchayat. We will have copies of the law. My students can stand behind the parents with posters posting the law, and that by law, you have to, it's your duty to give them a birth certificate. And if you don't give them a birth certificate, we have to take this to a higher authority. And we're going to make a media scene out of it the whole way. I'm not going to, you know, I'm happy to be a little more forceful and make more of a scene. Because I have nothing to lose at my age. You guys are younger, married, families, kids. Sucks to be you. I'm free. So
I think
Oh.
Panchayat has the higher authority of Panchayat Samiti, which is at Taluka place. I don't know if Mayapur is a village, then it has to be Taluka place, and if it is a Taluka, then it has to be district headquarters of the local bodies, where there is an appellate authority where you can appeal.
Well, again, I can't, but we
And
need
if
to
that
move
doesn't
forward.
work,
Yeah,
if that doesn't work, you have to go to the magistrate office, like local subdivisional magistrate.
yeah,
He can, I mean, he has to take a note of this is happening in a panchayat, and they have to work on it.
correct. Well, again, I'll have to work it out, but I believe, again, and this father's willing to go to battle, you know, so, and we kind of, I also didn't, sorry, part of this whole discussion involves UNICEF. So UNICEF has found out about Mayapur midwives and what we're doing here, and there's a few things that interested them that I recently got involved with. So, but to answer Krista's question, what if you work with a doctor? Yes, I did work with a doctor and I had no issue, but I no longer have that doctor backup. I have yet to, we just finished a big festival here in Mayapur, so the people have in Mayapur have been busy. So soon I want to have a meeting with some of these women who I attended their births before. One of them is a doctor, and she had a home birth here in Mayapur in 2010. And then had another one later. And then we had at the beginning of last year, or a year ago now, I attended the birth of one of the doctors in the hospital. And he was the one that supported me and, you know, had me join the hospital for some time. So I have yet to sit down with these two people and try to come up with an agreement. I'm not sure if I'll be able to. You know, Mayapur politics is very, very strong. And these guys are all part of what I like to call the big boys club. And they scratch each other's backs. So sometimes I can't get the support. But I'm still looking. So yes, if I wanted somebody to come here and post themselves here, then yeah, we could do more. But until then, we have to do this. So UNICEF, yeah. So UNICEF, and again, I've mentioned it before, that India is coming under the spotlight of breaking a lot of international laws, such a code of conduct and how they use corruption to silence and control and manipulate the people. UNICEF, of course, for a very long time has been part of India charities and fundraising, and has provided a lot of care in India. They are particularly frustrated at the moment with Indian healthcare. So, as you know, my daughter works with a watchdog and worked. Yesterday was her last day. She used to work for this watchdog company. They heard about us and what we're doing here. They heard in particular, so these are the areas that sparked their interest. Number one, the withholding of birth certificates. This is actually specifically written out like that, that there's a provision against withholding someone's birth certificate in order to manipulate them into something else or silencing them about something else or to get a bribe. And frankly, we're happy to bribe, the rest of it, not so much. That's one thing they're worried about. They're specifically interested in. The other thing is disappearing baby girls. So there was a baby girl last year who showed up appeared on the river. And at this point, it became, people reported that, yes, this is what was happening. Baby girls would be buried alive or floated down the Ganges or other insane ritualistic killing of infant girls. So this has become concerning for UNICEF, and they have a project that they want us to implement. Guys, outside. So, wait, Haribo. Balguni. There's that. Oh, and specifically they're very concerned about the abuse that women endure in hospitals as they give birth to their children and the lies and so on and so forth. They're very interested. They're very well aware of all of what I just said. They know this, but no one is willing to speak up. They can't find anyone in India that's willing to come up and open their big fat mouth like I am. So they want to come and look into what we're doing and provide backup and support. So Tapasi, you're talking about the panchayat and all this kind of stuff. Agreed. So hopefully we get some, in the West, we call it grunt, or you get some grunt, you get some, what's the other word? Clout, pressure. UNICEF is clout. UNICEF is pressure to bear. So we'll see.
Yeah, that would be good. They should go to Tamil Nadu where, authorities are publicly threatening homebirthing people and withholding birth orders, citing and just an order passed by the district magistrate. It is not even a law. An order passed by the district magistrate is not a law.
Exactly. And
What Tamil Nadu is doing should be challenged in the Supreme Court of India, but nobody's speaking about it. Because
correct.
home birthing people are a minority, like minute community. Nobody's even talking about the obstetric violence in institutions. What to talk about the home births?
So this is what they know that I'm willing to speak. They are interested. And again, Moti was there. Moti finally started telling her coworkers what we were doing, and it finally got some attention. So I'll see where it goes, but I'm certainly going to, what we say covet. I'm going to keep encouraging. I've got Samedvi and Padmamukhi are two of my gang, and they're working on drafting the letter for UNICEF, as well as the UNICEF members that are here in West Bengal, not far from, somewhere between Kolkata and Mayapur. And they specifically were eyeballing Mayapur because they heard that there is a little bit of noise. Some people are complaining, So let's see. That'll be good if we can get that kind of foghorn.
Yeah. So, sorry to interrupt.
No.
So, as satellite clinics, what are you expecting to do? Like, I think I might have more time to spare in Sri Lanka because my husband is really hell-bent on sending them to school. Okay, all right, accept that. And I might not have birth clients pretty soon because people don't know me. And again, in Sri Lanka, everybody thinks home birth is real. So not a lot of home birth culture there. So I might. So what exactly do you have in mind?
Okay, well, number one, I reckon you could dig up a home birth culture. Like everywhere you
Oh, I
go,
would love to.
the
But
more
like,
pressure that the government
yeah.
brings, the more pressure the government, that the medical system, the hospitals, and frankly, men bring to the birth thing. The majority of women, the majority of any people are sheep. They will follow. Okay, don't worry about them. But not everybody is a sheep, that's for sure. There's a lot of people everywhere in the world that go, wait a minute, I don't like this. There's a lot of smart people out there. And I have no doubt you're going to find them in Sri Lanka. They're going to come to you. You just stand there, put out your shingle, keep doing what, I'm not a media person at all. I only get
Yeah.
myself into trouble. But just
The
for
only thing is, my
2 days,
husband's gonna deport me to India again because as Indian diplomats, there are like too many restrictions and it's
oh, so
sensitive what
they're going to
Indians.
pressure you. Do you think they're going to pressure you?
Eventually,
Can-
he will just say, go back to India. You just don't stay with me. Okay, whatever.
Okay. Um, um, well, that'll work for you too. How long does it take to fly from Sri Lanka to what's your nearest port?
2 hours, 1.5 hours flight to Chennai. It's nearby. It's like 30-second state of India.
You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna
And then
take
again,
clients from Tamil Nadu, like home birth clients, deliberately.
and
I'm gonna
they'll
do that.
definitely want.
I'm going to eat
Yep.
something.
Okay.
On my way back, if you need something to eat, yes,
Okay.
I will get a slide on the coconuts.
Yeah.
Look at actually.
Exactly right, Divya. This is the deal. I want to get on fire. This is what I want to do. So let's start with the three of us, right? Actually, it's four, because of Induleka. So really, which comes back to the three of you, that we have these centers, so you decide how you want to go forward. We will campaign with and for you. Use this that's what I was starting to say. Suddenly Induleka and the husband of one of my mothers, they're both media people, right? Into the Instagram and all this stuff. And so in the last 2 days, they've posted 2 things for me. And from that, I got a lot of attention. You guys probably all know this kind of stuff, especially Divya, you know how this works. So straight away, attention is gotten. So I want to have our own Mayapur Midwives page group. I already have a website, but I want to develop it more. So if you have time to learn how to do a Wix website, rebuild my website. Where are the Mayapur Midwife Centers? Well, there's one in Mayapur, of course. We've got one in Delhi. We've got one soon to be established in Sri Lanka, and Tamil Nadu. So Mayapur Midwives and in Goa. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So these are where we have our Mayapur Midwife birth shelters. Right? And we promote each other. And I'm not randomly promoting anybody who says I can do births. I am trying to train before I go. Again, you don't have to use anything I teach you, but I reckon I want to see you guys know how to do this stuff. Having said that, and I do want to say this, I'm going to say this now while I think of it. I have feedback for something. So recently we've done a lot of things, right? Are here, here in Mayapur with the women who are present here, we get to do practical days. So as you know, we've had great fun, great parties where we've done set up IVs. In Mayvon, this was an amazing moment for Mayvon, who passed with flying colors, who could actually manage to set up an IV under pressure. As Ananta was just screaming bloody murder, he was so cute and trying to be helpful. He wanted to be happy, but he wasn't. He just wasn't. He was so cute. And she was definitely disturbed, as you would be if you were setting up one of these IVs. You may have a woman hemorrhaging right before your eyes, and you're going to be, So there was Mayvon with her child crying. So she's stressed, and she set up that IV. She got that woman going. Fantastic. Kalindi did it. Radha couldn't pass. Danishta's our teacher. So now we have this skill. Now you guys have to learn when to use it and when not to use it. So recently we had a situation. Oh, that's what it was. It was the mother herself was feeling faint. And the mother she decided, well, first off, okay, Divya and I had a conversation earlier. First off, and throughout this woman's labor, there were times that she called out for oxygen. She requested oxygen. She felt she was feeling faint. She was feeling this. She was feeling that. So she requested oxygen, and oxygen was administered to her. Now we have discussed, if we can call it oxygen therapy. Now there's do's and don'ts about oxygen therapy. So while we have discussed how to put oxygen on a woman's face, and we may have even discussed when we would do it, there's still a lot more that needs to be learned. So one thing I mention consistently, as midwives, my midwives, all of you, anybody working with the human body, are actually, frankly, if you breathe air every day and you're in a human body, start employing critical thinking. Start thinking before you do things. So Divya asked me some good questions this morning about oxygen. There's some things to know about oxygen. One, hang on, I'm gonna just send you the message. Oxygen can be poisonous. Oxygen, pure oxygen, is toxic. It destroys brain cells. So you cannot just pick up oxygen and smack it on a woman's face and turn it on and think everything will be okay. You can kill a woman. You can kill her baby. You can cause blindness. Now, these are extreme examples, they are. But you can still do it if you don't know what you're doing. There must be a proper mix of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So again, in this particular situation, this woman, it's the one we always talk about. And she's feeling faint and weak, and she keeps asking, I want oxygen. I can't keep going. I need to be picked up. So the midwife in attendance, all right, take some oxygen. So they give her a couple of zaps of oxygen, some time, and then it gets pushed off or something. Then later, the baby finally comes. Later, the mother's feeling weak, and she asks for oxygen again. And so they give her more oxygen. And then I hear that the mother's asking for an IV. I think this is how it went down. And I'm going, okay, so I go on over. And I think the first thing I see is the oxygen is on or not. I can't read, but it goes on. At some point, I'm aware that the oxygen is turned on at full blast at 12 liters per minute. That's a lot of oxygen. Not only that, we have a very bad small oxygen bottle. I got to do something about. I have to refill my oxygen bottle. Denise, can you send a reminder out to Buddha that it needs to be refilled, please? And we need to figure out how to do it. And maybe if we can get just a slightly bigger bottle, or maybe 2 small bottles. All right. So the other concern I have is we've got small bottles. So I don't want to, I'm cautious of how much oxygen I'm using. If she's starting to use the oxygen during labor, what if the baby needs it after labor? What if the baby and mother needs it after labor? And those situations occur. Which is again another argument for 2 small bottles, actually. What else did I want to say about this? The bottle and using it up. The other thing was, okay, so I go over. The mother is requesting IV fluids. Why? Because she thinks it's going to make her feel better. No. So no, I'm not going to. If a mother is in enough shock, okay, so think about what you're doing when you're setting up an IV. You are replacing fluid loss. So if the mother had been hemorrhaging and she had lost a lot of blood, then you might set up an IV, yes. She did not hemorrhage or lose an unruly amount of blood. Having said that, we certainly do have the example of Sulalita, who also did not actually have a textbook hemorrhage, but she sure as hell had maternal shock. So we had one without the other. Sulalita hemorrhaged. It still was a blood loss, and she responded in such a way. She had advanced maternal shock, so yes. We did set up an IV for her. But I would not have set one up for Lalita Kund, and we didn't. So I want to caution anyone using any of our newfound skills about using them unnecessarily. So I would recommend and request that when you think there's a situation requiring something like an IV setup, what about a manual removal of a placenta? What do you think of that? What do you think of that? In my language, Garensbo Barons. In my Hawaiian pidgin language, man, Garensbo Barons. You guys are going to have to clean somebody's uterus out sometime. Garens. So I want you to know how to do it. Sometimes you won't have a chance to call me and ask me questions. Other times you will, and please do. What do you think about that, Divya Tapasya? What do you think about what I'm saying right now?
When I think of being at births, I don't think about that and would not want to do it. But if a situation arises, I would assume that all this, just because I know you've shown us, I'd be able to just do what is needed there and then. Yeah, but I would not want to Like it doesn't come to my mind when I think of being at births.
Tapasya, you got anything? Any ideas? Our kids ran off with the phone. Okay. That's okay. I don't feel a need to control again. I really, really don't feel a need to control your mind or anything, but I do want to keep you prepared. And even if you listen to stupid conversations or see stupid things, yeah, just listening to the stories. Look, Angelika and Radhakund had a couple of examples where they saw, they felt they saw evidence of respiratory distress in a newborn baby. So having listened to, oh, okay, nice. So it's a good day you won't have a baby. Okay, no worries. I just want, I want to know that you sat through the class. I want to know that you understand it. It's okay that you don't think you're going to see it, or it's not, it's okay that you're not going. In fact, it's absolutely perfectly fine. And please, none of you, please, I mean, all of you be like Divya. Don't be meditating on this might happen, that might happen, this might happen. I did read about this stuff. I studied what to do. I read books. I just read books like I read novels and anything else that was on, but I enjoyed the midwifery books. So I'm reading Elizabeth Davis, Elizabeth Davis, Ina May Gaskin, Sheila Kitzinger, Janet Velasquez. I'm reading all these people cover to cover. So I read about prolapsed uteruses. I read about shoulder dystocia. I read about breech deliveries. I read, we're sitting here discussing cord prolapse. What the heck, Radhakund and Induleka, did you get that from that last birth? That baby, we always have babies' cords around the neck, don't we? Well, this cord actually snaps off. The baby's head is born and the cord snaps off. I've never seen that. And it snapped off like this far. Was it this something like this from the placenta? A little longer for the baby, but was that right? How did it work? Oh no, you cut the baby in later. Yeah.
It snapped much closer to the baby's navel, just an inch close to the baby's belly button. So
Crazy.
there was it could have pulled out completely. So close.
I mean, I've never seen that. You would be scared. People, frightened mothers are afraid, but what if the cord snaps? And you always kind of chuckle condescendingly. Oh, it never happens. Oops.
No.
And there it happens. And Radhakund is still here to share the story. So is the mother, by the way, and the baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, forget what I'm saying, but just that you read, you listen to these stories, and I feel confident that we've discussed the topic. Like Radhakund, many times she's been at our meetings, and then she goes to an antenatal appointment, and then I sit back and she gives the explanation of whatever's going to happen, whatever we're talking about. There's something I know I sat back and you described what the placenta or breastfeeding, something. Mayvon, it'll be her turn and she'll step up and she'll describe something about the postpartum period. And she'll share her knowledge. And so it's just by understanding, hearing, sitting, it's the same thing what these students are doing, right? Nurses, they're just sitting in the classroom listening to things and learning. And so are you. You're just learning to be a little more hands-off and trusting. Yeah. If that makes sense, if that's okay. Any other thoughts or input at this point? Yep. Radical.
This same mother was saying that her husband was bathing the baby, and he mentioned that the baby's fontanelles are not quite closed on the occipital fontanelle. Is still a little bit separated, and
It will. It
he was
will.
asking if that's normal, and I said, baby's not in pain. There is no, what is that bump you call, the one that has fluid retention? Forgot the name.
You're not talking about hydrocephaly or caput.
Yeah, a caput that's got fluid retention in it. It's not an issue. Is what I'm trying to say. There is no.
Well, number one, the fontanelles will not be closed. They won't close till the baby's about a year old. Okay, and so caputs. I think you're talking right after birth, and I think we can see right after birth how the baby. Again, we see how the baby's head is molded, as well as having some. With molding, there's often a bit of caput, some swelling, right? It's just normal. God, I've got swelling all over me right now.
Yeah,
it's normal. Swelling is a normal reaction by our body. It's a healthy reaction to in certain situations and under certain conditions, it's normal, healthy reaction from a body. Other times it's not. But other times it is. So, and as we see, within 4 hours or way less, the caput will be gone. The molding will be gone. So we're reassured by these things, and we reassure the father. So again, part of my Mayapur midwife training is that you would understand all of these things. One of the books I think that's in this footlocker coming it's a pediatric physical examination of the newborn. Bloody thick book, man. Now even though I had to, I think really what happened for me is I naturally have a natural faith in natural birth and the body, yada yada. But I also understand that there's a lot to learn about the body. So I love studying. I did. So I pulled out all these texts, and this is a fat, thick book for pediatric surgeons. But how to examine a newborn. So you and I I've taught you how to do it, what we physically do. But then you understand, when you study these books, you understand why are you doing it. When you understand, so part of what you're doing when you're testing this, so you're doing these reflexes, or you're testing the baby's ability for a feedback system. So within our bodies, we have what's called a feedback system. Something happens. There's this stimulus, some event that triggers something here, causes this thing to occur, triggers this, triggers this, triggers this, triggers that, triggers this, triggers this, triggers this, triggers this in response to that. It's called a feedback system. Parts of these feedback systems trigger other feedback systems. fascinating to know. When you understand these things, then very quickly you can think, oh, right, so that could have gotten over there. Wait, that can't, yeah, but that won't go there because this is here. Yeah, right. That's how we think. I know it sounds painful, but it's fun. It's like it's forensic sciences, actually, people. Forensic sciences, this is what it is. Cool, huh? Yeah. Anything else? No, no. So who was it, Divya or Tapasya, who wanted to bring something up?
I don't have
I think,
anything.
sorry, go on, Divya.
No, I don't have anything. That's what I was saying.
Okay.
Okay, I think you had asked about bone closing. Somebody wanted to know.
Yes.
Yeah. So I will share a video on the group as well, but I will just tell you what it is. It's a Mexican ritual of closing the energy channels. Basically, it's similar in Indian traditional medicine, Chinese medicine. Like in Chinese, we have meridians. In Indian medicine system, we have chakras. And in I think Mexican system also they have something similar, something parallel. So the idea basically is like while a woman is giving birth, she's not only physically open, but she is on a quantum level, on metaphysically and spiritually level is also open. So her root chakra is going to open, which is near her pelvis. So basically, apparently the pelvis is opening and giving way to the baby. But other chakras of her body, like her heart chakra is opening because she's, embracing the new life, and, her heart is getting filled with love. And her voice chakra is opening because now she's gonna express her love and, express herself through the act
Yell
of
at the
birth.
kids.
Yeah. I do that all the time.
Don't close it. Don't close that one. We need that one.
And even our crown chakra opens because we give way to like the energy coming from above. That is the knowledge we get while we are giving birth. Like that's why women don't have to be told anything when they're giving birth. They just know. So that instinct, that higher knowledge of bringing life on the planet is just given. We have free access to it, kind of, which yogis do tapasya for years and attain that. Women have easy access to it if they are little bit tuned in the childbirth. So basically in Mexican, in Spanish, to give birth, the term is dar la luz. It's like to give light.
Nice.
So,
Dar la luz.
yeah. So they never say that women gave birth. They will say either parió or dio la luz. Is she, yeah, they won't say she birthed. They will say she gave the light. So so their concept is the light enters from here, like from the above. When we gestate the baby, we gestate this light and we get a part of this light from the male partner, and we gestate that light and we give that light back in the form of the baby. So so I found this ritual very, very interesting, where like my personal ceremony that I do is I adorn the woman with flowers. I give her a full body massage, then we do a yoni steaming, then then we do a herb bath. Like I boil neem leaves and calendula leaves and this genda flowers, like calendula flowers, and basil leaves and basil florets and everything, all the aromatic stuff. And I boil it, and with that water I bathe that woman, like really hot, nice water. And then she gets like her chakras, we close it with reboso. So we start from the head, We, drape her head with rebozo. Then we drape her, tightly close her shoulders. Then her, her rib, her hip bones, her knees, and her ankles and toes. So I have like 7, 8, 9 rebozos, how many ever it takes. And we tightly wrap the woman around all those joints, like she goes in a cocoon. And then we wrap her with 2 or 3 bed sheets, like she goes in a cocoon. And when she comes out from the cocoon, she's kind of ready to embrace the motherhood or whatever challenges it has. It's like her new birth. So that is something people have found really, I've done it with now 4 women, and they have found it really amazing. Now 3 women are lined up next month. It's a lot of work.
I wasn't going to say that, but I'm really glad. I'm just going to let you teach it to Radhakund, who can do the lot of work. Okay, go on, Radhakund. Your hand was up. Radhakund wants more details because she's going to do it. Go on, Radhakund.
Fun is gonna do it.
Yeah. I will share some videos with you and some more information and some voice clips maybe. It is a lot of work. Maybe you could take one assistant with you. That would be good. Like extra pair of hands is always good. Like one who will give the massage, the other will prepare the water for the bath and for the steaming. And you don't have to have rebozos. Actually, you can use cotton saris, cotton dupattas, whatever you have.
Exactly.
The idea is basically closing the bones and making her feel comfortable and held, basically held and supported. And that ceremony also is supposed to close all the chakras that are open during childbirth, so that a woman is like ready for new cycle of fertility if she wants, or just new cycle of whatever she wants to do in her life. So it's kind of, you close the open streams of energy that were opened in the birth, and now you're kind of bracing yourself and getting into something new.
That's fantastic. And
Yeah.
we could try to streamline it a little bit, but certainly involve it between 2 or 3 of you. That could be wonderful. Mayvon, you've already kind of do stuff. It's kind of part of right up your alley. So you can, anyway, we could get together and see how we can present this. And I think Lalita Kun could really, well, I have high hopes. This will pacify Lalita
Divya
Kun.
has been at one of the ceremonies with me. So yeah, she has like hands-on experience with one. I would have taken her to other ceremonies as well, but this timing and the distance is so much, and sometimes I'm like, okay, I'll just go and do it
I
myself.
can't be
It's too
bothered.
much.
Yeah, I got it. Mother of twins speaking, got it.
Yeah,
Mayvon,
but
yeah.
but sometimes if I get another chance, like 3 women now want it, so maybe one of them, if Divya could make it, I'll just ask her, personally message her.
Mhm.
And then it's basically that. Actually, it's not much, but it kind of takes 3 to 4 hours. And if the woman is feeding her baby, then again you have to take breaks in between and all that stuff.
Sounds like a postnatal checkup.
Would that did that disrupt any of the like she's in her cocoon, this baby's crying and wants to nurse. She has to now be disturbed out of her trance to feed the baby.
No, the cocoon part is the last one of the ceremony. So it's like the last half an hour, and after that, whenever she wants to wake up, she can wake up. Half an hour, we can just tell her that now we are gonna tie you up, you just feed the baby, and then babies can sustain half to 1 hour, even newborns, they're good. If they sleep,
Yeah,
it's
that's
fine.
true. That's
Awesome.
true.
Just, yeah.
The first
So,
day,
and she can feed in between, like when she's yoni steaming, she can feed. We can stop in between massages, like before going to the bath, she can feed. It's not like really.
Mayvon, you were gonna say something?
Yes. I had two questions because I did a rebozo ceremony for myself, but it was one after the other. So in tapasia, when you do it, you do everything and you leave it. Like you leave the rebozo on the head, you leave the rebozo on the shoulders. Each time you make a new one, right?
Yes, yes. I use like 7, 8 rebozos or cotton dupattas or whatever is available. And the closing ceremony is like you leave everything and then you wrap a woman and then we open everything.
Okay. And my other question is that when I did it here with Gori, I think it was not really tight. So how much, and when I did it for myself, it was really tight. So I'm wondering how much it's important to really tight, or is it more like a symbol, or is it very important?
No. It has to be really tight. But again, goes by, we always ask the mother, is it comfortable? And most of the mothers, you won't believe, they like it really tight. Because they want that feeling of being held and being supported, and their bones feel good. So they like it really tight. But again, you always ask the mother, is it good? Is it okay? Is it hurting you? Sometimes when we are tying the ribs and there is pressure on the breasts, and sometimes the breasts are engorged with milk. That place, sometimes they will say, okay, little loose. But other places, and especially the hips and lower part of the body, they want it really tight because they feel good.
I can so imagine that would feel really good after a birth. It's really intense, that physical sensation right after giving birth is so, yeah, I love it.
How many weeks do you wait, Tapasia, to do that?
Good question.
I wait for 40 days. I wait for 40 days.
Nice.
If
Okay.
that woman is getting regular massages, then that's good. If she's not been getting regular massages, nothing, then I will do it after, immediately after 40 days. Some women have been getting massages for 2 months, and they have this luxury of having this japa lady. In North India, we have lots of labor force that is available to do this stuff.
What do they charge if they were going to go in separately? And do, like, for instance, I'm trying to encourage Mayvon and Paulina or whomever who
They
wants to
charge
focus.
between 400 to 500 per massage and like 5,000 a month. So they will come like 4 times a week, or yeah, mostly 4 times, 5 times a week. 5 to 7,000, sometimes higher up. They will look at you and they will look at the house and they will charge.
That is my trick. That used to be my trick, was to go to a person's house first. First appointment was in their home. Then you can
I
figure out
charge,
what to charge them.
yeah, I have increased my rates. I used to do the entire bone closing in like 5,000 for my birth clients because they had already paid me a good amount. But for non-birth client, I charge between 8 to 10,000, like per ceremony, and per massage I will take like 1,500 because hey, I'm a professional.
So of course, I very much want to promote. Okay, so we, as a midwife, I have a standard that I perform, which is not luxury. So, right, it's real basic for a mother of 5 kids who's going to go out in the garden and weed and pick up the kids at the school bus. Okay, but for the other people, this bone closing ceremony, especially for first-time mothers, or even second-time mothers, or for a mother who is healing something, right? Right? So many of our women, so this one we're talking about, it's her first baby, but we feel like she has something to heal. We feel like she needs this.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. If it has anything to do with the trauma, and at least, even if it's not in your past life, at least in this life, growing up, your childhood, maybe a lot of suppressed whatever trauma or emotions going on. That's why I really feel like she could really use this. It might
Yep.
her
Yep.
new life because now
Yes.
she's no longer a girl anymore. She has to give her a lot of herself. So having this, it's like a rebirth. It cleanses you and prepare you for healing, both
Healing,
emotionally,
exactly right.
trauma, body, physically, and then just being prepared to go into this new realm of motherhood, ready to
Oh,
give
and
yourself.
women who've had a previous birth that was traumatic, this could be very, very helpful. And this woman, Tapasia, who, yeah, I think you're the one who knows, the one who does this water birthing, rebirthing thing. She deals on women, particularly women who had terminations or miscarriages or something like that, and her stories were pretty fascinating. So frankly, I'd love to get her to check me out. Because her version of events is that your uterus the womb gets traumatized and cells from the previous baby. So, it's kind of up the same thing, up the same alley where, well, these are the cells of previous children who did not take birth, and that the other kids grabs onto some of these cells and it affects them. And certainly what this woman was explaining rings true in my family. I'd love to give it a go and see how it might heal my kids and myself. So similarly with this.
So
Yeah.
practically what I do is, if I get a chance, you do one session of birth processing before, like the day before you do the bone closing. You go sit with her, you take some teas, like healing teas like chamomilla and some tila, or good herbal tea, and we do this like kind of tea ceremony where we have tea and we ask her to narrate her birth story and what she has felt, and whatever she wants to say. And then I kind of go home and prepare a meditation, kind of affirmation, and I say things like, in case of the client who had to have a C-section because her breech baby wasn't really coming out and she was feeling really stuck, etc. So I wrote a meditation for her that, okay, I let go of all that negative experiences I had. I let go of this, I let go of that. I am kind of imagining, not kind of, I am imagining myself in the womb of my mother. I'm free from all worries, and I am in contact with the direct knowledge, because in the womb we have the direct knowledge from the divine. Later on we go on forgetting that. So that kind of stuff. So a session before the day, where she could just open her heart up, and then during the bone closing, before we tie her up, she lies down, and while tying her up, or after, or in between, we say these affirmations that I'm going in the cocoon, I'm letting go of whatever feelings she has talked about or she wants to process, and modify whatever, and that makes her feel that, okay, I'm heard, and now I am deliberately physically saying those words and letting go the stuff I'm holding on to, and I am literally physically going back to womb-like state of cocoon, and I'm going to come out stronger as a strong mother. So when we physically say those words, it really helps. It makes an impact. So that is how I practically approach it.
Convince me again. Come on, try and convince me of that.
Yeah. They just traumatize me all the time.
Welcome to the club.
Oh, goodness.
Radhakud is looking fabulous today. Like as
She always
usual.
looks
She's
fabulous. What are
beautiful.
you talking about?
I have to add, I've been admiring her hair. Every time I look at her, I was just like, when do I say it? I love how you've tied your hair. It's so lovely. It's beautiful.
Thank you. You all are lovely. And Divi, every time you were here, remember I was telling you, you always look so beautiful. Lovely.
So I can't wait till we get together again,
Yeah.
to come here in Mayapur for the conference. And also, really, I want to, in June and July, we have a lot of births coming to Mayapur. And also in October, November, there's some births coming on then too, and that's when I'm supposed to go back to Australia. There's, I know, yeah, giggle. Man, oh man, man, oh
That is
man,
right.
no, your husband, I'm watching your husband. Man, that's it, man, I'm removing him from your house. I'm taking him out of Mayapur altogether. No, you're not getting pregnant.
Problem. They will come for you when you leave during their birth.
So I need people, Krista, you were talking, maybe you would come or anyone, to Posse, even just for the fun of it. But you know, we do have these births. Otherwise, Radhakun's gonna have to do these births by herself.
No, please. I'm not prepared.
Well, okay, tell you what, from June and July, you'll be prepared for October and November.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll
So,
see.
yeah, we'll see what happens, but well, this is what's happening. So in November, in the early November, there is this home birth conference in Australia that's near to where I live. It's very interesting because I'm also been, a while back, I shared some news reports on free birthing in this area. So then right after that, I was in contact with a doula that was involved in these births, in these free births. And I think she's my niece. I think I'm related. I think she was married to my nephew. Or maybe they have a kid in common. They don't necessarily have to be married, but anyway. But so she was talking about coming here and joining and learning. Yes, exactly. This would be great. And you would get hands-on experience. People would be guiding you. And then again, my idea is to get out as many real midwives in India as possible, real midwives. Yeah, this is going to be good. And then, of course, actually, from my side over here in Mayapur, help.
Wait, who will be guiding you? Who would be guiding the birth?
Krishna.
Okay, do it. You
I
keep
know.
saying you're gonna
I
get
know.
it. You will be guided through the process. Says the woman who
Krishna.
you that.
No, we'll
Oh,
be there. I'll be there between now and then. You'll be learning more. Angelica's here. The parents are part and parcel of all of this, of course. But this is what it's all about. Us coming together, us learning, me teaching you, and then more and more you guys stepping up and you becoming the midwives. And now already, seriously, I'm paying my midwives. If you take on these births and somebody wants to pay us, I'm paying you guys to do the birth. If Tapasya becomes the main midwife, Divya is the main midwife, Indaleka is the main midwife, I pay them. If Mayvon comes in and Kalina comes in doing a specialized deluxe postpartum care, we pay them, right? They're supposed to get paid. And
speaking
that's
to charge separately for the rebozo therapy. I would think would that be like a separate charge from the?
I would charge it separately and on top, because as
Yeah.
midwife care, there's a basic care that I'm in my standard of care, there's a basic standard care of postpartum care. and you already know this, first day, third day, fifth day, da-di-da-di-da,
Mhm.
which does not include the deluxe care of the massages. I mean, actually, in my practice when I was younger, I did do a full body massage at 1 week or 2 weeks, depending. I kind of liked 1 week to 10 days, really, because that's about the time the milk comes in. There's a lot of emotions that come up. I had my thing, and I was younger and wanted to give so much loving, nurturing. Leave your mother alone. Leave her alone.
It looks
Can
just
you
like
leave her alone for like a minute? Just a minute?
it looks like you. It's like your carbon copy. And the other one is probably photocopy.
Doppelganger. There's doppelgangers. You're not fooling me. I know people just like you, and they're all annoying. So there's the basic care. I used to like the massage because the milk would come in at this time, and it was a lovely time to connect with your woman when this was my time and my prime. I love to offer this type of loving care. I wanted to give loving midwifery care. And so this massage at around 1 week was out of love. And I would give them flower essences, and I'd let them choose their own aromas. And they'd always pick, then I'd look at what it meant, what it was for. Bang on, always bang on what this woman needed. And I would go and give them an hour-and-a-half massage because I wanted to. And when I crunched the numbers at the end of the day, I was paying myself $1.25 an hour. Not. So I respect that somebody like Mayvon and Kulina, and what Tapasya is saying, the energy, what you're putting in there, putting out there. And you guys have vivacious families. You need to be rewarded, but that's extra top care that deserves to be rewarded. So I would like to be able to, I want to be able to eventually have a flyer that explains what the limited version that we give, but the deluxe version that Mayvon and Kulina provide. And for this, we charge that, and you get this for that. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have, this is gonna be cool. And then Mayvon and Kulina and Tapasya, they're gonna share what they know. And people are gonna come and want to learn from them. How do we do this? How do we do that? Yep.
Don't you think that for the 10, I'm wondering, I would like everyone to give their mind about it. Don't you think that we could provide for everyone the care for at least 10 days? That maybe it can be like in the mandatory package, or I don't know if it should
It can be.
that
It-
it means that we would be here anyway for breastfeeding problems. They wouldn't have to hear anything from the
Yep.
in-laws or whatever. We would be here for the tearing, like all the sitz baths have to be done in the first day to be clean and keep it like not painful. All these little tips like pouring the hot water when you pee, this kind of things. It's especially in the first days that they need. And
That to
And I
me
think-
is part of the basic care. That is basic care. What you just said is all basic care. So exactly that stuff cannot be optional. That's not optional. That's part and parcel, because we give good care. So if you tear and you have stitches, or you didn't tear but you're sore as hell, we go there to look after you. Breastfeeding, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I want to maintain my 100% breastfeeding women, minus one only. Only one woman did not successfully breastfeed because she had breast reduction surgery and removed her nipple and sewed it back on. I couldn't fix that. Everybody else, 100%. Yeah. So yes, this is part of the mandatory, the basic package, basic. But when we get to full body massage, when we get to doing the bone closing, when we start bringing ladus, no, you're sitting down there making the ladus. They should buy the ladus by the dozen or two. There should be a set thing. And actually, I created an MOU, right? A memorandum of understanding. And in this memorandum, I'd explain the postnatal visits that I do. But I also make a point that anything extra, such as medication, anything that we produce is extra. They have to pay me extra for the medicines or the oils or whatever. So similarly, for you, if they want the ladus, it's this much money for a dozen, and that all goes to you. Like that. So I'm trying to promote the higher care, which could include cooking. It could include food. It could include taking I don't know. Let's come up with a flyer that explains what you're willing to offer, what we are willing to add to your offer. For instance, what if somebody was willing, and I wonder if I could find, I don't know, some old person who doesn't mind going to the park with the kids and their ukulele, for an hour, something like this. So yeah, I'd like to create flyers, brochures, promote these services for all of us. Yeah. So from you, Mevon, you and Felina, if you can please write something down.
Yeah, I'm waiting to have time for that.
I know it takes so much time. I've been doing flyers and posters lately, and it's just increasingly time consuming.
I still have my 2 babies, so
Yeah, I
Yeah,
figured
well,
that's
I
what
was wondering about them. I haven't seen them for a while. I'm about to accuse you of hiding Ananta.
more
Yes,
than
I
ever alive.
made, and he was asking his dad about my daughter's name. It was so cute.
See?
Yeah, he was asking his dad, what's her name? What's the little girl's name? But then, yeah, your husband had to ask me what's her name because he's asking.
What's that you're playing with, the Codicy?
Now, it's a courtesy in a cafe, and her son
I mean,
was
Radha Kund. Sorry, I called you a Codicy. Stupid me. What are you playing with, Radha Kund? Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah. No, this will be good. This will be good for us. We can even get a cook, a full-time cook for these mothers that actually need that service, and this
And
will
a
be good.
cleaning lady. Right now I'm having a repeat issue with Lalita Kund and a cleaning lady. I've now sent 2. They've rejected 2 because
Oh,
neither one of them speak English, the cleaning ladies, and of course they don't speak Bengali or English either. Nobody speaks English. So
cleaning lady speaks some work English, and she's also looking for a job, so I can talk to her if
great. So they want an hour service every day. So
yeah,
I'd love to be able to offer such a thing. Love to be able to offer cooking to somebody. I'm a juice freak. I love to make juices, and every now and then stuff grows out of my garden. I'll use wheatgrass or something, and I love to make the juices.
well, there you go. You pay yourself for that service.
Well, I'd even give it away, frankly, because I like it. Oh, and I've started this thing called Call Buddha, right?
Yeah. That was such
It
a good idea.
works.
Really.
So he's
Yeah.
been rushing around and doing deliveries. And so, yes, this is maybe we add Call Buddha as a free as a free gift to all our parents who have home births. That's a great idea.
Oh, wear him out.
I know, it's so funny. Exactly right. I swear we could get a good cook and just, and there are cooks here. We should be able to plug into some of these cooks and go, okay, these people are Bengali. They can eat anything. Oh, these are Russians. We need to get, no spice,
Yeah,
like this.
yeah.
Exactly right. And this is again, even the couple who came to me yesterday. So I had a meeting with a couple from Dubai. Holy cow, man. Some people have money. They were just ready to jump on a plane and come here today just to check out Mayapur. And I'm like, wait a minute. Let's just make sure there's enough. Yeah, so I got to get this set up. People are willing to come here now, fly here, and I know they got the bucks. So that's terrible. Well, this is the problem with fast food delivery, right? Is that it is convenient food, it's quick and easy, and my God, you can get so many. Your hunger gets satisfied. I actually discovered this. I did once get a takeaway with my family, and it was amazing. I could feed my whole family for little money, very little money, and everybody was full to the gills, and it didn't cost much money. That's what junk food is. And it becomes very addictive for those who live that kind of life. But yeah, with Buddha and his new motorbike, we can have our own food deliveries.
So it's like when I talk here or I indulge in these talks, I want to do midwifery 24/7 and not take care of my house, husband, kids. But hey, that is the reason I came to midwifery, because of kids. So so it's a all-time dilemma. It's like I want to split my body in two, and one will take care of the house, and other will do midwifery 24/7. That's what I want to do, all the time.
I dreamed this.
Prenatal.
This was my fantasy. I couldn't wait for my kids to leave home. And then exactly what you're saying. Then I'm just going to do midwifery 24 hours and I can just live out in the road. I'm going to get I had a truck, so I could lay out a bed in the back of my truck and just go to sleep on the side of the road and all this stuff. And then one day I got older. And
It's
all those dreams just kind of melted away. I had fantasies of delivering the babies of the babies that I delivered and my grandchildren's babies. Come on. I'm lucky I delivered my grandchildren. So that was really, really cool. But I thought I would be delivering my grandchildren's kids. And it's like, no, you guys are.
That's funny you said that though, because my husband, he still fantasizes about us getting old and just doing our bhajan, just and I'm thinking, no, I'm not gonna be sitting doing bhajans with you. I'm gonna be delivering
True.
babies.
True. No, I didn't
Exactly.
either. Sitting down and doing bhajans in what world? What does he think he is? What, he's someone of the 6 Ghost Swamis? Give it up, dude. Give it up.
He was like, we're just gonna worship our deities and just be on mellow and just I want to give birth. I want to help deliver babies at that age, I want to go up until that. I can imagine myself being all calm and peaceful like that and just, doing deity worship and just doing our body. Your dream.
You should tell him when Krishna fought the Mahabharata war. I mean, he didn't fight, but when he was helping Arjuna, he was something 380 years old, and Arjuna himself was like 85 years old.
Crazy,
in those times, 80 was young in those times, but yeah, I mean, you fight battles later in the life.
Yeah, I dare you.
Maybe then I'll be retired. I'll have a semi-retired brain.
Well, you can have your own birth center that you sit upstairs and you're going to train everybody else downstairs, and all these people are going to come and they're going to learn from you, and you're going to teach them new things and just guide these other people to guide women. It's going to be
That's
great.
right. Right.
It's going to
Just
be
like you're
great.
doing for us. Yeah. That'd be nice to give back what we've gotten from you. Yeah, it'll be nice.
And look at this. Look at Divya. How ridiculous is she? I would want to sleep in between, though.
That's her dream, though.
Yeah, I know. It's a dream, all right.
Hmm.
Even if I'm lying down trying to sleep, I can't sleep.
Yeah, she sleeps with her eye open like that.
You sleep me with just those 4 births in a month. I was sleeping at Sulalta's birth when the baby is coming. My hands are there, and I'm like, oh, somebody please. I don't want to bang my head on the babies and sleep right there.
Oh,
I had to wake myself up.
I'm surprised you were able to even think of sleep. I had my eyes open all the time. I don't want to miss anything.
Very
No,
focused.
after a
especially as the
while, you
baby is coming.
can. In the beginning, you're amazed by it, but I've been sitting there supporting a perineum with a baby crowning, falling asleep,
Wow.
and I'm like, holy cow, you snap out of it, man, snap out of it. And I'm still nodding off.
Gosh. I see where I can see how a lot of midwives outside could be coming with their cup of coffee in their mug.
I do. I carry coffee with me. Yes, it's part of my birth kit. It's important inclusion in my birth kit.
Or we could bring energy bowls. We could bring laddu bowls with us. Oh, we
Yes,
had
Ladu's food.
last birth, we had the laddu birds and we were distributing it. And we would feed Induleka because she's been in the pool for a while.
Induleka needed it. She was
She didn't
wiped
have
out.
time to eat. So we would feed her in the water, we stuff her mouth with a big giant laddu. And she's there trying to like help this mom. And she's like, it's okay, you can do this with a big ball of laddu in her mouth. It was so cute.
Hey, I want to get some of more of these photos. I did get permission I finally got final permission from Sabita's husband to use everything of theirs. So I'm going to use them, and especially when I go to Australia, I'm going to use them at this home birth conference.
Okay.
Yeah, so anybody else who has exciting photos that you might want to include, let's try to entice people. And well,
Yeah.
okay, everybody, that was great. Anything else that you want to cover?
I feel
Right.
like mothers are fine getting their picture. I mean, of course, they're not in the mood for a photo, then you just got to steal it.
Oh, you'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised. Some women I've seen women put makeup on for their births because it was getting videoed.
Because they were prepared.
They were prepared, but no, I can't do that. Look at me now.
Want you taking photos of down there, especially when you know they're gonna be shy. So
Oh, it
if
doesn't have to be down there. So there aren't any photos of like that from Sabita, but they
Yeah.
are beautiful photos of support, and that a woman did it on her own. And how you got, I got some beautiful photos of you and Danishta, and I use these. They're great. There's Danishta's Indian, and that's what they're looking for. They want to see the Indians, not the Westerners. But you're
Yeah.
close. You're still exotic. So we can throw you in there. I have to be out of the picture according to Mochi. Mom, Mom, get out of the photo. Stupid kids. But yeah. So plus I know I look like, well, what do you think this looks like?
Hey, it's supporting women. It's all good. We all need that. We would get as much of the photos as we can get. That would be nice. Yeah.
Okay, everybody, thank you so much. Let's see what we have for the next Tuesday. Looking forward to it. Anytime anybody wants to travel here to Mayapur, please let me know and we'll set something wonderful up for you. And we should have some games coming up soon too. Uh-huh. Critical thinking games. I'm gonna do this at the conference too. We're gonna have some role-playing games. Okay, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you too. Arriba.
Haribo. Take care. See you soon.
Soon.